According to the official investigation, on November 22, 1963, the Texas School Book Depository became one of the most scrutinized buildings in modern history. It was from these upper windows, investigators concluded, that Lee Harvey Oswald fired the shots that ended the life of President John F. Kennedy. But while the world focused on the 6th floor and the so-called sniper's nest, another story quietly emerged in the background. A scattered collection of witness reports. Men seen where no one was supposed to be. Figures in windows. Contradictions that never fully disappeared. And among them all, one question remained. Who else was inside the building? Before the shooting, witness Richard Carr stood near Dealey Plaza and looked up toward the upper floors of the depository. According to his account, he noticed a man standing near a window at the top of the building. A white male, wearing a hat, glasses, and a sport coat. The figure appeared motionless, watching from above. In later statements, Carr claimed that after the shooting he saw what he believed was the same man moving south along Houston Street before entering a waiting station wagon. But the story changed over time. Years later, the location shifted.
Witnesses placed Bonnie Williams alone on the 6th floor. But witness Richard Carr testified he saw someone in that window. How could both be true?
The mysterious figure was no longer on the 7th floor. Now he appeared on the 5th, and he was no longer alone. The contradiction became part of a larger pattern. Another witness, Arnold Rowland, reported something equally unusual. Roughly 15 minutes before the motorcade arrived, Rowland looked toward the western side of the 6th floor. There, according to his testimony, he saw a man holding a rifle. The sighting raised an immediate problem. At approximately the same time, depository employee Bonnie Williams was inside the 6th floor eating lunch. Williams later testified that he was alone. He heard no movement nearby. He saw no one occupying the western side of the floor. 2 observations. 1 location. Completely different realities. Then the story shifted again. Just minutes before the shooting, Rowland claimed the rifle-bearing figure had disappeared. In his place, near the eastern side of the building where investigators would later identify the sniper's nest,
elderly black male.
Stood another figure, an elderly black man leaning partially out of the window. The reports did not stop there. Witness Carolyn Walther described seeing activity several floors lower. She recalled a man with light hair standing near a 4th or 5th floor window. But this was not a rifle sighting. Walther believed the figure held a machine gun.
Carolyn Walther, A.K. Backstreet Walter, Legends happen. Their witness Carolyn Walters, killing a machine gun for her. Master Fistrak meeting prepared Missouri taper of a machine to no gun to would have the more.
Standing beside him was another man dressed in a brown suit. Yet investigators later noted a problem. The window identified in the account appeared closed. The blinds were lowered, and the surrounding floors were already occupied by known employees observing the motorcade. The building seemed crowded with conflicting stories. A rifle on the western 6th floor, an elderly observer near the eastern window, a machine gun on the lower levels, a man in a sport coat on the 7th floor. Too many figures, too many windows. Too many versions. But the sources suggest another possibility. Dealey Plaza may have functioned as an echo chamber.
The witnesses, Jerman, Norman, and Williams, were all in the same location. Their statements corroborated each other. However, their accounts were inconsistent with the physical evidence.
Not only for sound, but for perception itself. Witnesses struggled to identify the direction of gunfire. Echoes reflected between concrete surfaces. Distances collapsed, angles shifted, and visual perception may have followed the same pattern. The Texas School Book Depository lacked clearly visible lower windows from certain perspectives. As a result, witnesses may have miscounted floors entirely. A person seen on the second floor from the top could become the sixth floor for one observer, the seventh for another. The same figure could move without moving. The same window could change location. Memory itself becomes unstable under extraordinary circumstances. Which leaves us with two possibilities. The first is that the depository contained multiple hidden participants positioned throughout the building in plain sight. A coordinated operation so elaborate that witnesses unknowingly observed fragments of it as events unfolded.
The ghosts of the seventh floor.
The historical dungeon was buried in memories.
The answers may be memory itself.
The second possibility is less dramatic. That amid confusion, noise, fear, and the chaos of one of history's defining tragedies, people attempted to reconstruct events their minds were never prepared to process. And in doing so, shadows became figures. Glances became sightings.
Interview 1, reconstruction. When a witnesses patients of man in sixth floor window, Oswald's identified man was short as Oswald's.
Possibilities became memories. The ghosts of the seventh floor may not have been hidden men waiting in the windows.
Shadows or observers?
And before active evidence, then not always important. Witness best each other perception.
As the law of perception when in evidence perception error.
They may simply have been echoes. Echoes left behind by a moment the world was never ready to understand.